Good afternoon. We're still waiting for people to join in. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Madam Uzezi. How are you doing? Talks, good to see you, my friend. How are you
Hey,
doing, sir?
how you doing, Damola? I'm
I'm
good.
well, I'm
Good,
well.
good, good.
Jennifer Okonkwo, you're welcome. Madam Uzezi, you're welcome. We're just going to wait a few more minutes for the other people to start logging in so that we don't have to repeat information once we start going over what we have to cover. And we're going to be respectful of time as well so that we can be done within an hour and see what we can get done. But it's nice to put a face to your name, Madam Uzezi. Thanks for being here. Yeah. So we'll just wait a bit more, then we can get started. Can you guys hear us well, Madam Uzezi? It looks like you're trying to catch audio or something. You can hear us properly. You're muted, by the way. If you're speaking, you're muted. If you're just joining us, you're welcome. Akeem Adebayo, you're welcome. Kenny, you're welcome. Good to see you, Kenny. We're just waiting a few more minutes for others to join in so that we can get started. Just bear with us, give us a few more minutes. I think we can get started in approximately by, we'll just put it for 11 or 11:15 our time, which will be the next 7 minutes. We'll wait till then and get started from there. Well, Madam Uzezi, if you can speak, I'd like to get to know more about you. You seem to be very eager to get to know us and meet us. So you can unmute and let's get to know who you are while we're waiting for others. No, you're muted. If you're speaking, you're muted. You have to unmute um, the the button so that we can get to know you. I know Teams is not the easiest. Zoom is people know Zoom a lot more than Teams, but I find Teams very comfortable to use, and it's quite effective and cost friendly too. So, follow show, you're welcome. Thanks for joining us. We're just waiting a few more minutes for people to log in, and then we'll get started on the meeting. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. I see that Talk C is also unmuted. Okay, no, that's Talk, my friend. Sorry. But yeah, if you can speak for Lauren, we would like to get to know you. So please feel free. Same for you, Jennifer Okonkwo and Akim Adebayo. If anybody wants to speak, feel free so we can get to know you while we're waiting for others.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, as
Good
the case
afternoon.
may be.
Yes.
I'm Akin Folarunshaw, and I'm based in Lagos. Been doing real estate for a couple of years now.
Amazing. Okay. What part of
So when I
Lagos?
saw the Abraham Adesoya,
Okay. Okay. Awesome.
so
Okay.
when I saw the advert from Luvanex, is that the right pronunciation?
Correct. Yes, that's
Yeah.
how it's
So I
pronounced.
thought it's a good avenue to, enlarge my course or maybe widen my tentacles outside the
Right.
country. Yeah. So
Awesome. You're
I'm
welcome. You're
glad to
welcome.
hear.
It's so nice to meet you for Lauren Show.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Madam Uzezi, did you figure out the audio? Oh no, we still can't hear. We still can't hear.
I'm going to try pressing the space bar. Let me see if that works. It's eight. Yeah, if you press your space bar.
Yeah. So if anybody else wants to introduce themselves, please feel free. While we're waiting for Madam Uzezi to figure out the audio issue, Jennifer Okonkwo, we'd like to get to hear from you, as well as Akim Adebayo. So please feel free to unmute and tell us a bit about yourself. Barry Samuel, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you. Why are you running away? Thank you.
Yes. You can feel free to introduce yourself so we get to know who you are and what part of Lagos you're calling from before we get started. We're just waiting a few more minutes before we start the meeting, maybe 3 more minutes, and then we'll get started.
Okay.
Yes. So how long have you been in real estate, and what part of Lagos are you calling from?
Okay, I've been into real estate since 19. Did I say 19? It's 2018. Yeah.
Amazing. That's amazing. Okay.
2018.
Awesome. And your part of Lagos, do you reside, or what part of Lagos do you stay?
What part of Lagos do I stay or sell?
Either one. Either one is fine.
Okay, I reside in Lagos, mainland, Ajawa State.
Ajah, okay. Good. Okay. And what part of Lagos do you sell? Let's get to know that too. Okay, while we wait, Mr. Akim Adebayo, we can see you. You're welcome. Thanks for joining us. Let's get to know you, sir.
I run my returning homes global limited.
And please call this number back. Call this number back.
Sorry, I'm muting her. Yeah, go on, please.
Okay, I'm Akim Adebayo by name. I'm the sole owner of Returning Homes Global Limited. I run the company on my own. I operate in Lagos State and I live in Lagos State as well. Both the
Awesome.
mainland and the island.
You cover it all.
Yes.
Do you do just sales or you do property management as well? What areas do you cover?
I do sales, property management. I will work for joint ventures. So on.
Okay. Okay. It's good to know. Thank you.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you
Okay.
for having me.
Sure. No problem. All right. Madam Uzizi, did you finally figure it out? Or not yet? No, we still can't hear you. Maybe you may want to log out and log back in. Maybe the audio is just not connected. Maybe that's the issue we are having. And okay. All right, we can get started. Jessica, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Yes.
can.
So can we let's get started so that we can save time. Um, so we can be done on time. There's some information that we have to cover, and anybody else who will meet us in the course of the meeting can catch up with us. And then we'll have the recording as well so that they can always revert back to um, what we've spoken about today, if anything. Um, okay, so guys, you're welcome. My name is Damola Adelaku. I'm the head broker here at Luvanex Realty Group, and we've been in business now since 2009. We cover Atlanta, Georgia, Charlotte, North Carolina specifically. I've got my good friend here. His name is Tokes Oguyemi. I'll let Tokes introduce himself. But I'm a husband, a father. I'm also a pastor as well. We're in ministry. We're also in business. So we um, been doing this now for quite a while. We focus on helping international investors buy properties in the United States, in these two states. And when we get clients who want to buy in Maryland or in Texas, we can work with partners that we have out there and refer the business to them. We're not physically licensed in those states, but we are licensed in just two states in the US. In the US, it's very different from Nigeria. You have to be licensed to be able to do business in a particular state. I know in Nigeria, you guys don't have to have a license. You just go into real estate, but over here it's a bit more organized and more controlled. So we have partners in Maryland. We have partners in uh, Texas, Houston and Dallas, Texas, where we receive a lot of people who also want to buy. But Atlanta is a pretty popular area. And what we are going over today is how you can partner with us as an agent in Nigeria and make something by referring your HNIs, your high net worth individuals looking to diversify their portfolio and buy property in the United States. My team is here with me. My assistant is Jessica with the name Luvanex Group. And then our admin manager, Kenny Taiwo, is also here. And they've been a great pillar of support for what we do. And I'm going to let my good friend, Mr. Tokes Okuyemi, introduce himself and tell us a bit about his business as well. So over to you, sir, Tokes. Thank you.
Thanks, Damola. Yes, and hi, everyone. My name is Tokes Oguyemi. As Damola said, I'm the president of Evergreen Anchor Capital. We're a mortgage company here located in Atlanta, Georgia, but we are licensed in several other states. Just like Damola said, you do have to be licensed in each state here. But for the type of mortgage program that we'll be talking about today, it pretty much covers pretty much all of the United States apart from like 3 states. So it's been a pleasure working with Damola. I've worked with Damola quite a bit over the years and have helped him with many of his clients to obtain properties over here. So looking forward to sharing that information with you today.
Yes, thank you so much, Talks. Talks is someone that I can say he knows his business, he knows what he does. There is hardly a person I've referred to Talks that he has not closed the transaction. And that's a pretty big deal here. That means he's really good in what he does. Madam Uzezi, do you have audio now? Can you
Yes,
speak?
sir.
Oh,
Yes,
awesome.
sir.
We can hear your voice. Awesome.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
So
sir.
do you want to introduce yourself before we proceed? Just tell us a bit about you so we get to know you before we proceed
Okay.
with our presentations. Yes.
Okay. My name is Izzy. I'm from Delta State, based in Warri, and of Praise from Community.
Your audio is low. It's a bit low.
Okay. My name is Izzy. I'm from Delta State,
Mm,
based in Warri. I reside in Warri.
okay. Okay. Awesome.
Um, I'm the CEO of Praise Home Community.
Okay. You're welcome, madam. It's so nice to meet you. Thanks for
Yeah.
being here. God
Can
bless
you,
you.
my pleasure. Can you hear me very well?
Yes, we can hear you now. We can hear you. I'm sure you have questions for us. I wanted to make sure that your audio was good. It was very good. Yeah. So I'm going to jump right into it. What we are presenting today is a very unique opportunity for investors that you have. You may already have high net worth individuals that you've helped purchase properties in Lagos or in Warri, like Madam Uzezi is, or wherever you are, and they are looking to diversify their portfolio. It's no secret that the Naira is not the most stable currency. So we get investors all the time who are always asking questions, how can I buy property in the United States and have a much more stable, portfolio of investment properties? And what we've done is to partner with Talks' company, Evergreen Anchor, and they are responsible for the loan aspect of helping these investors purchase properties. Um, Typically, these investors will put down a down payment. Talks will go over that with us shortly. They'll put down a down payment and then they can secure a mortgage to buy the property. We don't help at all with the loan aspect. We're not licensed to do loans. And that's why I have my good friend Talks here with us today to go over that information so that when your clients ask questions, you can always give them responses. Of course, we have people that can also buy cash, which we also do as well. But the loan aspect is quite appealing to many people who don't have the full amount of money to put down, say, 400,000 US dollars to buy one house. They can put down a down payment and get a mortgage, and they don't have to be a resident or a citizen. So what I'll do first is I'll pass it over to my friend Talks to give us a presentation and go over how the program operates. And then once he's done with that aspect, because that's a very crucial aspect. Once he's done with that, we will now go over how we come in to find properties for your clients and how you also get paid from referring your clients to us. So over to you, Talks. Thank you, sir.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you, Damola. As he said, it's very regulated over here. So he mentioned that he doesn't have the licensing or Luvanex to do mortgages. It's the same. I don't have the licenses to do the real estate. They do that so that they make sure that we're very focused on what we're doing to make sure we provide good service to all of you. So yes, as I'm sure most of you know, as people keep abreast, there are many types of mortgage loan programs in the United States. A lot of them are meant for residents and US citizens. But there is, and this started several years ago, the opportunity now for foreign nationals to buy properties here and get, mortgages. So in the past, a lot of people would just come and buy an entire house for cash, but of course, that's a lot of money. But now you're able to get a mortgage. So I want to go over this loan program with you, which now, thankfully, a few more banks than before are actually allowing this. I'll go over that with you. Thank you. I was just about to ask for that. Great. Thank you, Jessica. All right. Right. So we're just going to talk about the Foreign National Loan Program. So it goes by different names, but basically it's all the same. Yes. You're fine. All right. We can. So yeah. Basically, it goes by different names, but the bottom line is it is for foreign nationals. So if you have someone who is a U.S. citizen that wants to buy here, yes, they won't be able to take advantage of this program. They'll have their other programs for them, which will be slightly better anyway. But this is strictly for foreign nationals from any country, not just Nigeria. And part of the benefits of this is that you don't need to have any credit or to show any income, because if you're getting a loan in the US, you must be able to have you must have good credit, and you must be able to show that you make enough money to repay the loan. Now that's difficult because here we can the banks can gather documentation to show all those things. But if you're coming from a foreign country, if you're coming from Nigeria, it's hard to show that. So these type of loans don't require that. So it makes it very simple. You don't require a credit history. You don't require to show your income or anything like that. The way they cover that is you put a larger down payment down, because it's risky to the bank in the sense that they don't know who you are, they don't know where you're coming from, and you don't even live in the country. So how they mitigate some of their risk is that you have a larger down payment. And the standard down payment starts from 25% of the house. So if you're buying a $200,000 house, for example, 25% would be 50,000. And I have an example below, but for now, it starts from 25% down. You can put down more. So the example Damola gave, we've had people who have had 400,000 that they were going to use to buy one house, but instead they took 200,000 and they split it into two and put 200,000 in each to buy two houses. That way they were putting 50% down on each house, but 25% down is the minimum. And the reason why I say it's the minimum is because of the way the loan is calculated. The reason why the banks don't need to verify your income, or how they get around it with the US regulations that they don't have to check your income, is that the house is supposed to be able to generate enough income to pay for itself. And what that means is, first, the house is bought as an investment property. The house must be bought as an investment property. But what happens when we are originating your loan is that an appraiser is somebody who goes out here to get the value of the house, but not only the value of the house, the potential rent that the house can generate. So it looks at all the houses in the area that are similar to the one that you are buying for your client, and looks at what those rents can be, and it takes an average. So if the average for your house is $3,000 a month, that's the rent. Then as long as the mortgage that you are getting is $3,000 or more, they say that that means that the house itself can generate the payment, and that's why they don't need to collect rent from you. So we say 25% down is the minimum. So sometimes 25% down, the mortgage that you have for that, sometimes the rent in the area, covers that mortgage. Sometimes it doesn't. If the rent, say, the mortgage is $2,000 as an example, but the rents in that area are $1,800 or $1,800. Well, then you need to put down a little bit more than 25% to bring the mortgage down so that you're at 1,800. Okay, so that's the way that it's calculated, but it starts from a minimum of 25% down. But usually we tell people to plan for about 30%, 35%, just to make sure that your mortgage payment is less than the rents in that area. What do you need to show? You only need to show, your passport. Yeah, you only need to show your passport. You need to have a current address in your country of origin, and you need to show bank statements, 2 months bank statements of any funds that you're using. Now, the funds can be in a Nigerian account or an account anywhere else. We'll convert that to US currency in order to qualify. However, please note that money has to be moved. You must have a US account in order to be able to close. So even though we can start the process with showing your accounts in Nigeria or whichever country, the monies have to be moved over to the US, and you must have a US account because the banks pull out the monthly mortgage. It's called ACH. It's pulled out automatically. So you don't have to be the one going and paying all the time. It's an automatic deduction from the account, and they can only do that from a US account. So with all the banks that participate in these programs, that is a standard rule that you must have a US account here for them to be able to pull out the money. But other than that, that's really all. A copy of your passport, an address of your home country, and sometimes they'll ask for utilities or something, a light bill, electric bill, or something just to prove your address in your country. They don't always do that these days, so I think that's something that's going away. And then, of course, 2 months bank statements. Can we go to the next slide? Yeah. So typically, as people ask, what kind of rates do these loans have? They range. They range based on how much you're putting down. They range on the type of house that you are buying. And they range from bank to bank. So our job is to find you, there are many banks that say they have these programs. There are several that we use that have been good, that have delivered, because we've closed this loan for these type of loans for many people. But average, I'll say they start around 7.5% and go up from there. But rates in America change all the time. So it's just a range. Whenever it is that you're buying, we'll see what the rates are at that point in time. It's important to note you can also buy down a rate, so no matter what rates are, you can pay extra to bring the rate down if you want. It's not always recommended because, sometimes it's expensive and not worth it. But those are the discussions we have with your client to help them see what is, most expedient for them, in order to get the best mortgage. These loans typically have what is called a prepayment penalty. They know, especially with Nigerians, they know they don't keep these loans for 30 years. These are 30-year mortgages, but they know that they don't keep them for 30 years. And that's the only way they make money, if the loan is kept for a long period of time. So at least they want you to hold on to it for a little bit. So the typical standard term is 5 years. They want you to hold it for 5 years. But if you have someone that says, no, I actually only need this for 2 years, I'm going to pay it off, then the loan can be structured as a 2-year with a 2-year prepay. So those are standard things that again will be discussed with your buyer at that time. That's something that we always ask. Do you plan to keep this for a long time? Or are you planning to pay it off when in the next 2 to 3 years? So based on that, we can adjust that. But if there's no discussion on that, the standard rates and everything is based on a 5-year prepayment penalty. Okay. Now, in terms of cost to close, they usually range anywhere from 5 to 6% in terms of how much you need to bring, to closing. What are those? What are those? What is entailed in that? There's a lot entailed in that. When you're closing on a loan here, you have to pay. Let's stay on this page for now. You have to pay, for the underwriting of the loan. You have to pay for an appraisal of the house. You have to pay for the attorney that's going to close the loan. They get you title insurance and a whole bunch of other things that they do. You also have to pay for escrows, taxes, that's your taxes and home insurance. There's a whole plethora of things that have to be paid for. Some of them are just for getting the loan. Some of them are for yourself, or for your buyer rather, because here you have to get homeowners insurance on any house you're going to buy. So your buyer will get that. and it's all included. This estimate is included in that we know he's going to have to get that, or he or she will have to get that. So just roughly, this is a high level discussion for you guys to have an idea when you're talking to your clients. If they say, "Oh, how much would it cost me to buy a house in the United States?" Well, you can tell them, 25 to 35% of a purchase price, and also budget for, 5 to 6% of the purchase price in terms of closing costs or more. And to give you an example, Jessica, let's go to the next slide. I just use this example here of a $300,000 purchase. So if you're buying, let's say your client is buying a $300,000 house and they decide to put down 30%. So that would be $90,000. And if you have the other costs, let's say in this case, the costs are just 3.5% or so, that's 10,000, 500. Okay. So if the interest rate we're using in this example is 7.5%. So the total cash outlay would be 100,000, 100,500. And what the principal and what the monthly payments would be. So, the loan amount is only 210,000 because they put down 90,000. So the principal and interest at 7.5% is $1,468, right? That's the principal and interest. Now you have to get home insurance, like I mentioned. That is something your client will get. What the bank does is whatever your client gets, we take that and we divide it by 12, and they add it to the mortgage every month, because the bank will then pay it for you every year. So this example, I'm just using $175. What they get might be less, or they may opt to get one that's more, but that's an approximate price that works in today's market. So that's $175. Then each property in the United States has what is called property tax. That is regulated by the government on every house. So even if you don't have a mortgage on it, you have to pay property taxes every year. So again, we can only approximate because every house is different. But for a $300,000 house, depending on the county, I'm in Georgia. So depending on the county here, it's about, that would be probably about 3,600 a year, which is $300 a month. So that is added. So when you add those three numbers together, in this example, your payment would be around $1,943. So let's just round that up to $2,000. So your payment would be around $2,000 on this house. So when the appraiser goes out and is appraising this house, they look for all the rents in that area. And as long as the rents in that area for a house similar to yours, or if there's already a tenant in the house, is $2,000 or more, the loan will be approved. That's the way they avoid having to check for your income or anything like that. Okay. And just lastly, this applies to purchases. It also applies to cash outs. There's some people who have already bought houses that own them here free and clear. They can pull out money up to 65% of the value of the house in order to, use for whatever they want. I've had people pull out money to buy other houses or pull out money for some other projects that they have around the world. So you can do that. In terms of closing, typically you have to close in person. You must close in person, but you don't have to close in the United States. These loans allow you to close at a U.S. embassy in any country, whether it's in Nigeria or wherever they are at the point in time. We've had people close in Gambia, in Canada, wherever they are, at a U.S. embassy, if they're not able to come to the United States. Now, most people come here, but at the odd chance they're not able to travel, they can do it over there. Once again, foreign currencies must be converted to US dollars, and you have to have a US bank account for the loan to be approved. So in a nutshell, that's the high level of these type of loans. We've done many of them. Many people have taken advantage of this program, so it's available to your clients as well. So I'm open if you have any questions, or I don't know if Damola wants questions reserved for later. Yeah.
If you guys have questions, I don't want us to hold talks too long. He's a very busy man.
Yeah.
So if you guys have questions, please feel free to ask ask my friend and brother Talks. He will be glad to answer. He's been doing this for many, many years, so he's very experienced and he can answer your questions. And the question should pertain mostly to the financing aspect of the deal. So please feel free to ask while what he has explained so far. Feel free. Thank you.
Okay, well done, Mr. Tokes. Thank you very much. That was very clear.
Sure.
So I have two questions. And the first
Yeah.
one is, what's the commission structure like for someone that closed a deal as a realtor? And secondly, can we get this document so we can also go through it on our own to have more information about it? Thank you.
Okay.
That's it.
Sure. So in terms of the commission structure, I think that's what Damola is going to go
Right.
over with you. On
Over with
the
you. Yeah.
mortgage side of things, there's no commission. We get paid by the bank, and it's just to help the buyer get their get their property. So the bank pays us for bringing the clients to them and helping originate the loan. In terms of the PowerPoint, yes, Damola has it, and if you know, I'm sure they can easily
Right.
get that over to you.
This recording we made available for you guys to go over and over again. Is there a specific reason you wanted the PowerPoint? Did you want to present it to somebody, or why did you request the PowerPoint? I'm just curious.
Well, I just want to read through again
Okay,
to get, to be
I
really
see.
sure of the information I heard,
Okay,
right?
sure, sure. Yeah,
That's
that
just
makes
it.
sense. Okay, no problem. Okay, let me take some other questions. Gloria, please go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. This is
Good
Gloria
afternoon.
from Lagos. Yeah, I
Gloria.
Thanks
want
for
to
joining us.
would
Yeah.
there be an okay, it's not concerning the loan aspects. Just my own question is, would there be an agreement between us, the realtor, and you before we start the sale? That's my question.
Yes, yes, we're going to go over. So we're going to do another presentation that will go over how we operate. I wanted us to cover everything that pertains to the financing. Does anybody have a question that pertains to the financing aspect of the deal before I release Talks?
Yes,
Jennifer, do you have a
sir.
question about the
I
financing
have a question.
aspect?
I have a
Okay,
question.
please, yes, go on, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Jennifer Okonkwo. Please, Mr. Toes, thank you very much for what you said so far. So, when we are talking about, I think breaking down the 25%, 30%, I didn't really understand because I think you mentioned about giving the client paying 35% or 25% to the bank. Then, so I didn't want to understand because it got me confused at
Sorry.
that place.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically, whenever you buy a house here, the bank lends a portion of the amount, and you have to bring a portion of the amount. The bank never lends 100%. Even on the loans that are for Americans here, they don't lend 100%. So when those percentages, so if the house, like the example I gave, if the house is $300,000, the bank will give 210, and your buyer will bring 90,000 in this example to make 300,000. Okay, so like I said, the minimum can be 25%. The example I gave, I just used 30. So maybe that's what may have thrown you off. But I said the minimum to qualify is 25%. That's the minimum for this loan. And you can put down more. You can put down 30, 40, 50, whatever. But basically, what is happening is you are putting down a portion of your buyer is putting down a portion of the price of the house, while the bank will now give the rest. So in the example I gave, the 300,000, the loan that the buyer is getting from the bank is not 300,000. The loan is only 210. They are putting down 90,000, so they only owe 210,000. That's what they're going to pay off. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir, it does. I'm trying to ask, I think you break down about 300,000 they charge. I think taxes or something like that, that US charge on housing, something, some stuff like that. Then I think,
Yes.
and at the end, you mentioned about paying $2,000 every month.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I want to understand that part, like the breakdown that you gave in that aspect.
Yes. Jessica, can we pull up that slide once again? Is it possible to do that so I can just show it? Yes, it was the slide just before this one. Yes. So basically, again, this was that example. So the again, a $300,000 house, the down payment which your buyer would bring would 30% in this case. I mean, I could have used 25%, but for this example, we're using 30%, is 90,000. And then other costs, roughly, I just estimated that those differ based on the house you're buying, the attorney you're using. So we can only give an approximate, right? So I'm using 3.5% here, which is 10,500. And the interest rate is 7.5%. So in terms of the cash, in this example that your buyer is bringing, it's 100,500. That's his own share to buy this house. The bank's share is 210. What he's borrowing is 210,000. That's the 300,000 minus the 90,000 that the buyer puts down. So 210. So that 210, the mortgage to pay it back, your mortgage payment, the monthly payment to repay that 210 back is what is broken down on the right-hand side of this screen, of this worksheet. So the first part is made up of four things. The first two combined together is your principal and your interest. That's the $1,468. And the way they get that is very simple. It's just the 210,000 multiplied by the interest rate and amortized. That's the word the bank uses, stretched out over 30 years. So if you pay that 1468 every month for 30 years, you will pay your interest and you'll pay your principal and pay back the $210,000 loan. So that's what the principal and interest is. The insurance, every house here, when you buy a house, it must have insurance. This insurance is just in case anything were to happen to the house. If the house were to burn down, our houses here in the US are mostly built with, wood compared to Nigeria. And yes, they do burn down. So if they were to burn down, you must have insurance that will give you the money to replace the house. So no bank will give you a loan unless you have insurance. So that's why average insurance there right now is about $2,100 or so. That's why I have that $175 there. So they add that to your payment because they want to make sure that you pay, because there are lots of people who don't get insurance even though they're supposed to. And then when something happens, there's no insurance to replace the house. So because the bank is lending you money to buy this house, the only way they can get their money back if something happens is if you have insurance. So they make you have that insurance and they add it there to pay it for you. Then the fourth item is the taxes. So the principal and interest are the first two. The insurance is the third item. And then the fourth item is the tax. It's a government thing here. Every house in the United States has to pay property taxes. They pay it for the roads, for the schools, for everything. And it's all different. Every house is different. It's based on their size and everything. So in this example, I just took an average of what that money would be. It would be, and I used $300. Okay, so when you add those four things together, that's how you have a total monthly payment of in this case, 1,943. That's what you will pay to the bank every month until you pay off the loan. Is that clearer now?
Yes, sir, it's clear. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
good. No problem. You're welcome.
All right, Fatima Adeboye, please go ahead, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Akobiolua from Layo. It's because I had issue. That's why I used my mail to to join.
Okay, nice to meet you.
So my question
Okay.
is, thank you, sir, my question is that after the 25 or 30% payment, can they take charge of the house? Can they start living there? That's
Can
my question.
can who start doing that? The buyer?
The, the buyer, yeah.
Yes,
After
technically
the
these.
first payment,
Yes, yes. I
living there.
mean, yeah, technically these houses are bought as investment properties, and yes, once they get the mortgage, then they get the keys to the house. So at that point, they
Okay.
do whatever they want with the house. A
Yeah.
lot of people
That's
they rent
closing.
they rent it
Yeah.
out to other people, and stuff like that. But so what happens is after Damola and his group find you the house, they come to us, we help with the closing of the loan. Once on the day we close the loan, there's a day that all the documents are signed, where the money is paid and the down payment is paid, everything is paid, the seller is paid, the buyer receives their keys that day. From that day, they own the house and they can pretty much do whatever they want with it.
Okay. My second question is, for how long is it going to take to close, for you to fund them? For how
That's a
long
that's a
is it
good
going to take?
question. That's a good question. It usually takes about 30 days. 30, depending on how quickly we can get any information that we need, but it typically takes around 30 days. 30 days is a good number. It used to take like 45, but these days we pretty much get them done in about 30 days.
Okay. Thank you.
So I don't know if you spoke about seasoning the funds, but that may be an important factor for them to know as well, for the funds to be seasoned in an account.
Things have, well, if funds, that's a very good point. Yeah, if funds are coming from Nigeria, they do need to be seasoned in an account here for at least now it's pretty much gone down to about 15 days. It used to be 2 months, but they've reduced that now with some of the banks that we use. If the funds are already in the US, even if you're moving them from one account to another, it doesn't have to be seasoned. So, but if you're moving it from Nigeria, you want to plan for when it gets here to be in the bank for about 15 days before we can use it. So if someone is planning to buy a house here, they're getting ready for that, and they're going to be moving money, it's best to tell them, hey, start moving it now. I mean, you're moving it to your own account in the US, so it's safe, but start moving your funds, the sooner the better.
Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Does anybody else have any question as it pertains to the loan structure, the loan aspect of this um, presentation? Yes, Iberi Sam, I think you say you have a question. Please go ahead.
Good evening, everybody from Nigeria. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, everybody. My question is, if you have clients living in the US, hope you will be properly taken care of in terms of site inspection.
Sorry, madam. So can you hear properly? The audio is a bit low.
Yeah, I'm trying to pick it up. I think she mentioned if you have family living in the US, I think.
If you can
If
increase
you have a
yeah,
client,
go on, please. Thanks.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
It's a bit
Okay,
better.
all right. Okay. I said if you have a client, me personally, if I put out an advert there, I'm able to get a client living over there. So my question is, can that client meet two people there and he'll be well taken care of? And the deal can be closed through you people over there.
Uh,
Tooks,
yes, I
you
mean,
want to
if
take it
it's
or should I take it? Okay, go
yeah,
on.
well, I was just going to say if it's the real estate portion, they'll work with you. So yeah, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah,
That's
so the
another
thing is this, the person has to be a foreign national to qualify for this kind of loan. There are other kinds of loans that they can qualify for if they are resident in the United States that we didn't go over today. But this specific kind of financing only applies to foreign nationals. So investors who don't have any residency, any citizenship in America. So the question we have for you is that person a US resident or not?
Sure, yes. Because if I'm putting out, if I'm drafting my advert, I should be positioning it to people who reside over there, and they should be
No, no,
residential.
no, no, you can't do that.
Yes.
We're going to go over the rules. You can't advertise. You have to be licensed to advertise in America. If you're not licensed, you cannot do that. It's illegal in the United States. So you cannot put up an ad being in Nigeria saying you're selling a house in America. They will think you're doing a fraudulent activity. That's why you're partnering with us. We are licensed in just 2 states. Atlanta, Georgia, Charlotte, North Carolina. So you just can't go and put up a blanket ad and say you want to help people buy a house in the US. It won't work. Okay. I hope that
Okay,
clarifies your question.
all right.
So you're better off doing your ad for Nigerians in Nigeria
Yeah,
that
I
may
will do it immediately.
qualify for what you're looking for. Okay.
Uh,
Fatima, you have a question, please. Go on.
you are, I think you have answered. It's about the adverts.
Yes,
Because
we're going to
I
go
have
over that.
started posting
Okay.
on Instagram and all that. So I hope there is no problem. I've
Say that
been
one more
doing that
time.
on Instagram.
So
I
we
said it's about the adverts
Okay,
that you spoke
that's
about.
that's why we put together this orientation so that we can tell you the rules. You cannot put up blanket advert that you are selling a house in America. You have to go through a company that's licensed in the US. So we're going to go over those rules. And if you
But
don't
I've
mind, if you
started
just send,
on Instagram.
can you
Hmm.
send Jessica the kind of ad you have going on? Can I look over it? Is that okay? So I can better guide you,
Okay, it's just
please.
the picture they sent, Jessica sent to us on the group. I posted on
Yes.
Instagram and
But
you
who
have
did you put is selling the
followers.
house? Who did you
You
put as a
said
seller? Is it your company that is selling the house? Who did you put as the seller of the house?
I
Or who is listing the house
I
for
did not
sale?
post. I just posted the details she sent
Okay.
to us.
Okay, we'll go
I
over
used the
this in great
details she
detail.
sent.
We'll go
Or
over
maybe
this in great detail.
after everything I will send my Instagram
Yes,
handle so that
just
you can
send
go
that.
through.
Yeah, please kindly hold on any ads till we go over some information. Does anybody else have a question for talks on the financing aspect of the deal? Does anybody else have a question for talks on the finance? I think Talks has done a very good job answering our questions. Talks is up to you. You can stay, you can go. I know you're a busy guy, but we'll take over from here. Thank you so much for
Okay.
giving us a breakdown of the financing
Okay.
aspect.
My
And
pleasure.
thank you so very much. So that's who you'll be working with when you refer a client to us. We're going to send them first to Talks' company. It's called Evergreen Anchor. And because they have to get something called a pre-approval letter or a pre-qualification letter. Maybe just talk about that briefly, Talks. And before we can begin to help them look for a property. So
Yeah.
before you go, just give us a bit
Yes,
rundown about that.
a
Yeah,
pre-approval, thank you. A pre-approval letter is just a letter from us that we give to Damola and the team that they will present to any realtor on the other side of the house that they're looking to buy for your client. And what that letter is showing is that we have seen your client. We've seen, in this case, we don't have to see that much, but we do need to see the copy of the passport, like we talked about, and also the bank statements to show that the funds are available. It's based on that letter that, the other realtor will know that Damola is serious, that he's got a serious client that is ready to buy. And if you're going to make an offer and sometimes even to view the house that you want to buy, they require that pre-approval letter. So typically when you send someone to Damola, he'll reach out to me so that I can get that documentation, make sure that I have it here, because they will call me to verify. Those realtors will call me and say, hey, we have a client from Luvanex who is looking to buy this house. Have you looked at their paperwork? And we can't lie here. We have to tell them, yes, we have, or no, we haven't. So that's what will happen. We'll get those documents. We'll look at the documents, make sure everything is okay. Then we'll generate a pre-approval letter to give to Damola. So that's what the pre-approval letter is.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay, the
that
name of
covers
your
that.
company
Yeah.
once.
Evergreen Anchor Capital. LLC.
Ever.
Evergreen. Yes. Evergreen Anchor Capital.
Yes. And just so you know, what we do is we don't touch your client's down payment. They don't come to us. They don't go to Toxis company either.
Mm.
It is wired from Nigeria to the attorney's office, the closing attorney's office, or from their bank account in the US to the closing attorney's office in the US. They don't send us any funds into our
Nothing.
personal accounts, our company accounts. So
No.
everything is there's full transparency. Nobody is sending anybody any monies that they have to be worried about. It's going to an attorney, and that attorney is also licensed. So everybody has a license here to protect. They won't just misdo or mismanage funds or whatever it is. So your clients are in good hands. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Tokes.
All right.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
very much.
All right.
Yeah.
Take care. All right.
All
Bye-bye.
right, sir. So Jessica, put up the presentation for Luvanex. I'll just go over a few details. I see that we already have questions coming in, and I want to make sure we answer those questions and give you guys a full rundown of who we are, what we do. Like we started out saying, in the US, you have to be licensed to sell properties here. And that license has to be attached to everything you do, including marketing of properties, everything. It's a requirement by law. You have to have a license. So if you start marketing a property in Nigeria that you are selling that property in America, that is an illegal transaction that is not going to be passed. You won't be able to pull that off because if the commission sees it here in the US, they will flag the transaction right away, and you will then prevent your clients from being able to buy a property. So Luvanex Group is a consortium. Jessica, I think the thing is not very clear. It's blurry. Maybe try to make it reshare or something. It's very blurry. Luvanex Group is a consortium of companies. And what we do, can you guys see the presentation properly? It's kind of blurry. I'm not sure what's going on. It's a bit blurry. Yeah, maybe just start to reshare it again and let's see. So we are a one-stop shop for investors. We help international investors buy property in the United States. That's what we do for a living. We focus entirely on helping international investors. These investors can be from any country. Primarily, we focus on African investors, those who live in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, and those who live in other countries in Africa. We've helped many people buy properties in the United States. So being a one-stop shop enables us to help them buy the property. And then we have an arm, that is Luvanex Realty. Then an arm to fix the property up if it needs to be painted or repaired. We do that through Luvanex Home Repairs. And then renting the property out for them, putting a tenant in the house. We do that through Luvanex Rentals and Property Management. So we're just seeing a few of our ancillary services. We have home repairs, rentals, property management, holdings, Luvanex bills. We're going into construction later on this year, by God's grace. And then we also have a foundation that funnels our ministry aspects of our business as well. So we are always giving back to society, doing what we should be doing. The next slide, please. The next slide. It's clearer now, much more clearer. Thank you. So this program, like you've just seen Talks, no, go back, go back, go back. Yes, thank you. This program that you just seen Talks present, it's a very, very simple program. It helps the average person in Nigeria who has money to invest purchase a property in the United States. Please, you can stay on mute till we start asking questions, please. So folks just went over it. 25% to 35% is typically what they put down. The reason why we don't support them putting down 25% is because we want the rent from the property to cover the mortgage entirely. And if they put down 25%, sometimes it won't fully cover it. So at 30% to 35%, it always covers it. Okay. And then the low interest rates, like Talks was just showing you guys, from 7%, 8%, compared to what people put down as an interest rate in Nigeria, for instance. And of course, they make their returns in US dollars. That's the good thing about this program. When you buy, you're getting your rental income in US dollars. Now, in America, there are two ways to build wealth. The first is through rental property, and then the other is through capital appreciation. You can also do a combination of both. With capital appreciation, what happens is when you buy a property, you can hold on to that property and it begins to appreciate in value every single year. Now, all things being equal, a house in America appreciates between 5 and 10% in value every single year. If there's no recession, it keeps on going up. So if you buy a brand new property built in 2025, 2026, you hold on to that property and you're making 5% every single year on a $400,000 property, that's 20 grand for per year. You can hold that house for 4 or 5 years, cash out about between 80 and 100,000 US dollars. And that's how people make money here in the US. Okay. And also, we are in the southeastern states, Georgia, North Carolina, these are southeastern states in America. That means that you're getting more house for your money. And that just basically means that our houses here are lower priced than houses in New York or in California. If you go to California, it's very expensive. You pay 3 times the amount of money for a house, and also in New York as well, compared to buying a house in the southeastern states. So Georgia is very, very safe for that. And also you have North Carolina. But like I said earlier, if you have a client who wants to buy in Texas, we can also help them buy in Texas as well. If you have a client who wants to buy in Maryland, we have partners out there as well. We are just licensed in 2 states, which is Atlanta, Georgia, Charlotte, North Carolina. And also the US is a much more stable economy than, of course, Nigeria. And then you have access to our turnkey services that gives you peace of mind. So give me the next slide, Jessica. The next slide. I'm just doing a quick rundown so we save time. So like Tokes went over, the minimum loan amount is 100,000 US dollars. You cannot get anything below that. And they do a 30-year mortgage. And of course, if you're paying off the mortgage between year 1 and year 5, you pay a small prepayment penalty if they want to extinguish the mortgage. Typically, we advise that they will hold on to that mortgage because they're also building credit history in the United States. And the more credit history you have, the more you can buy houses in America. Okay. Now, to qualify, passport page, 2 months bank statements, and preferably they have an account in the United States. The funds have to be seasoned. They've reduced that now, like you were saying, from 60 days to 15 days. And you don't have to have a US visa. If they have one, perfect. If they have family in America, perfect. But they can close at the US embassy or they can close in person by flying down to the US to close here. The next slide. I want to get to our questions. That's why I'm going through this pretty quickly. So this first step, the way it works is your investor indicates interest, and we set up a meeting with them to get to know them via Zoom or via Microsoft Teams. Once we speak with them, say that they're actually a serious client, then a buyer agency agreement service is signed. That's what secures our contract with them. That's what gives us permission to look for a property for them on their behalf. If we don't have a buyer agency agreement, we cannot check any house for them. We can't do anything for them. It is at this time that we also connect them with Stokes' company, Evergreen & Co., and they do an interview with them, and they issue us something called a pre-approval letter. That pre-approval letter is what we need to take to a seller of a house here and say, hey, these guys want to buy your house, and the bank has given us a letter that they qualify for a loan with them. And if they see that, they are bound to accept our offer on the property. And then they pay something called a commitment fee of 500 US dollars. That's because we get many calls from Nigeria, many calls. People just waste our time. They say, I want to buy a house. They send us on a wild goose chase. We start looking for a house for them. Then we realize that they don't actually have the money to buy a house. When they pay the commitment fee, it indicates that they are serious in buying this property, number one. And number two, we refund that fee back to them at the closing table. Always refund that to them at the closing table. So it's not about us making money off of them. It's just to show that they are committed to the deal. If they don't close, those funds are not refundable to them, but it is 500 US dollars. Next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah. So once we've gone through those loops. They've spoken to the bank. They've given us a pre-approval letter. They've paid the commitment fee. They've signed our buyer agency agreement. We assign an agent to your investor clients, one of our agents here in the US. We have agents in Atlanta. We have agents in Charlotte. I myself, I'm also a broker and agent as well. I can help them look for properties. And then something called property preview services begin. A preview service means that we will take that client's request, we'll send them listings every 2 days to see qualified properties that they can actually purchase that meets their criteria, their budgets, and all of those things. And one of our agents will go and do like a WhatsApp video call with them while they are on the call, or we'll do a FaceTime video call with them while they're on the call. And we show them every nook and corner of the property so they can see what they are buying. Or they can have a friend of theirs or a family member come and look at the house on their behalf. And that person comes down to check out the property and look at and inspect it for them and say, this is a nice house to buy. If they have somebody in Atlanta, somebody in Charlotte, they are more than welcome to do so. But our agents will show them a video tour of the house. Okay. And then once that is done, we now begin to negotiate the price to offer them for that particular property. And once we begin to negotiate on the price, if they accept our offer, we sign a contract and that contract becomes official. Once the contract is signed, we will send the contract to the closing attorney who is meant to work on the transaction. And that's when they begin to put down, they start the process of putting down their earnest deposit and all of that. Now, the bank then sends out somebody to an appraiser, what you call a valuation in Nigeria. If the property comes back at the appraised value, we are good to go. If the house comes back below value, we go back to negotiation table and we ensure the client brings the price down to the appraised value, or we walk away from the table without losing any money. But then we also recommend something called an inspection. That inspection is very vital, very important, because we want to make sure that if they are buying an older property, every nook and cranny of that house has been inspected and they can say this is a good house to buy for us before we close on that transaction. And of course, once that's done, then they can begin the process to remit the down payment funds. If they're putting down 25% or 30% or 35% to their closing attorney in the United States, the funds don't come to my company, they go to the attorney straight away. And the bank, when the attorney says that they've received the down payment, the bank then sends their own portion of the financing to the attorney as well. It is that makes up 100% that pays the seller of that property at any given point in time. And then the house is closed. They can close at the US Embassy in Nigeria, in Lagos or Abuja, or they can come down to close in America. And once we close, the very next day, we put it on the rental market. Next slide. Okay, so how we get the investors to be safe on this transaction. First of all, we do a market analysis and we evaluate the rental. Before they buy a house, we compare rental properties in the neighborhood to ensure that that property brings in the rental value that will pay the mortgage and more and bring in more money than that. Okay, so that's the first thing that we do once they start selecting the house that they want to buy. Before we even put an offer on that house, we do a rental valuation check. And then property standardization. We have to prepare the property for rental. That means that we go through the property once it's closed and make sure that it's repaired to habitable condition or any condition that a tenant would love to have it in. So if it's painting or flooring that is being done, all of that is being done. Then the property is placed on the rental market within 48 hours of closing. We assign agents and begin the start training for rental property. And then when we find a tenant who applies for the house, we do a background check, we do a credit check, and we verify their income. We also do a rental history check dating back 5 years from when they rented an apartment complex. Next slide, please. Next slide. All right, so I think Tokes has gone over this. Tokes' own is way more accurate than ours. I think since he has already covered the sample deal analysis, it's better to go with his. Once this presentation ends, we'll make this available to you guys to be able to access, and you can go over what Tokes has gone through. But I looked at a sample property deal here 400,000 USD. The down payment will be $140,000 if they're putting on 35%. Loan process is 260,000 US dollars at 8% interest rate. They're going to be around 1733 just principal and interest. And then taxes and insurance could be an additional $600 like he went over on his side of the presentation. So combined principal, interest, tax, and insurance, that's PITI, is $2,333 per month. But the rental potential of that house can be from between $2,006 to $2,800 per month. And of course, the house appreciates in value minimum 5% per year as well. So next slide, next slide. Next slide. All right. Okay, I think you skipped something. Go back one slide, please. Okay, so the mortgage payment covers the rental proceeds normally. You have to have insurance by law in case the house tenant burns the house down or anything happens by mistake. Also, we also require tenants get renters insurance here. When they rent a house, they are obligated to by law to get tenant or renters insurance so that if their furniture is affected, the owner is not paying for that. Their insurance kicks in for that. And then, of course, home warranty. If they complain too much, too often, if they complain often within 3 months, we recommend that the client gets a home warranty for complaints. And of course, we partner with attorneys. If they don't pay their rent, we can evict them very quickly, very fairly. Next slide, please. So we normally get some questions. Does this program guarantee an investor residence in America? No, it does not. A very different program guarantees clients residency. That's called the EB5 program. And that's a much more expensive program at $960,000 US dollars. That's what they have to pay to get US residency. This one, you're just buying a house. Does it guarantee a visa to the United States? We say no here because it's not our obligation to get you a visa, but it gives you a very, very high chance of qualifying for a visa for your clients. If they have a deed in hand, they take that deed to the embassy. I'm going to my house in America. What we have seen is they give them a visa, but we do not guarantee that for any client, for any investor. Also, it does not guarantee them a work permit in the United States. So thank you. So now I want to answer, you can stop sharing. I want to answer some questions that I've been seeing coming in. I think somebody asked the question first saying, how do the agents get paid? That was the first question that was asked today. Now, it's very simple. You get paid from your client directly. You negotiate your commission with your client in Nigeria. If your client is buying a property, that payment is due when the closing of the property is done. So what I'm saying is this: you can negotiate 3% commission for yourself based on what they are putting down. It's always based on the financing that they are putting down. If they are putting down 30%, or they are putting down 35%, whatever that dollar amount is, your commission is based off of that amount of money. So if they're putting down 100,000 US dollars, 3% commission is 3,000 US dollars. You need to negotiate that with your client because this gives you an avenue to make money from them. And if they're buying a house that much, they don't have a problem buying that at all. So that comes from your client. However, it is held in escrow with us. And at the closing table, it is paid out to you, the agent, rather. It's paid out to you, the agent. We have no part in holding any of your commissions. We're going to pay it out to you right away. And to secure that, we have a formal agreement that you would sign with us. Once you send a client to us, an agreement will be shared with you for you to go over, for you to sign, securing your piece of the commission, which your client pays to us to hold on your behalf till the transaction closes. The reason why you get the commission when the house closes is because we cannot pay it out to you until the house belongs to your client. That's the basis for commission payment in Nigeria, in America, anywhere in the world. They have to own the property first. Okay. So there's an agreement that that we have paid an attorney to draft for us that you will sign, and you can go over that agreement at any point in time once you refer clients to us. And then somebody asked about marketing videos from now on. Yes, Jessica, you can handle that part of the question, the marketing of the marketing videos. Do you want to talk about that quickly? Feel free.
Okay, can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So for the marketing aspects for the properties, you can market it on Instagram, on Facebook, whatever social media you have, but you should market as partnership with Luvanex, not to own the property and you are selling in US. That's illegal, like my boss has said earlier. So I hope that's clear.
Yes, please do not
I didn't get
attempt
that, please.
to.
Can you please repeat that?
Sure.
Okay, I said you can market the property on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever social media or whatever platform you use to market. But you have to put partnership with Luvanex because you are not licensed to sell property in
In the
US.
United States, yeah.
That clear?
Yeah.
All right, no problem. Very clear. Very
Yes.
clear.
Yes, yes.
Luvanex has a license, and so there are requirements that we must meet to be able to market property anywhere in the world. If it's in the United States, you must meet those requirements. And if you
So
put
that means the
that you
one I
are,
have posted, I will have to go and
sorry,
edit and add a partner. I said that means the one I've posted so far. That means I
yes,
will have to go
please.
and edit and write partnership with Luvanex.
Yes, yes, please. Yes, you are a sub agent for Luvanex. You are a sub agent for Luvanex. Okay. So
Okay.
you are working through Luvanex to get paid. You are not the main company. You're a sub agent for Luvanex. So
Okay.
partnership with Luvanex. Yeah. Okay. And
Okay.
if you can, please, once you want to market, let us approve what you're marketing, just because we have to meet some requirements in the United States, or we can be fined if it's not done properly. So just send it to Jessica so we can look over it real quick. We'll give you a response back within an hour, 2 hours
It-
max,
It's not
before you can
what
start
she
marketing.
posted. What I posted was what she posted on the group chat. I
Right.
did not add anything, just what she posted, the pictures and the
Okay.
write up. That's all.
Okay. Are you able to tag our page, our Instagram page, so that we can see what you're posting? Because it's
No,
still
no,
the
no,
the
no. I'll have
obligation still
to.
falls on us.
No, no. You know, if I tag you, that means I'm working for the company. They would like to go direct to meet you guys instead of me first.
I
So
see
that's
what
the
you're
reason
saying.
why don't think I don't
I see
think
what
it's
you're saying.
fine
Yeah.
to tag you.
But if you're putting partnership with Luvan, they can still look us up now. Do you understand what I'm
I
saying?
don't know.
You will need to have your clients mention your name so that we know that they are coming from you. And that's how you
You
can
know, you know,
secure. Yeah.
on Instagram, and I will do hard. You understand? On Instagram, they see we know how this thing works.
Yes, yes. I
Eh,
understand.
When
I
they see,
understand.
when they Google Luvanex, they will know that Luvanex is in US, and they would like to work with you directly. That is in Nigeria.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. It's
So,
fine. So
so
what you can do,
we
let
have
us
to look
approve
at.
it, because what you can do is send it to Jessica so that we can approve what you want to market. If we can approve it, then you have no issues, so that there will be no problems with the results of of what you're marketing. Because by
I
you,
will
if
send
you
my
go sell
Instagram and
directly, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
to
That's
her
okay.
because I didn't add anything. It's just strictly what you sent. I posted. I will send my
Okay.
Instagram and
Okay, perfect. Can you put this up on the
so
screen now,
that means
Jessica?
sorry,
We'll
Mr.
do that. We'll do
Adelaku. That means I will because of this all this protocol. I will have to hold on for only me to advertise. Like I told Jessica, I have 3 of my kids that are also into real estate,
Hmm.
and they are not here. You understand? So for
Yeah.
because of all this I think I will have to pause. Only me will stay first. Eh,
Yeah.
So
So
let's see.
we're gonna put up something now on the screen. Look at this. Somebody sent us this, and
This
this
is
is
good.
the way it should be done. This is how it should be done in partnership with Luvanex Realty Group. You can put your
Okay,
logo on this side, on the left side, put our logo on the right side, and then we can
Maybe
go from
Jessica should
there.
please send that on the group chat so that we'll learn from it.
Yes, so that's the way it should be done. And then they can always look, because our license numbers have to be attached to our own pages by law. So that's what enables us to sell houses in the US. If you don't put that there, then we can have a problem. Okay, I see I have some questions from Chika. Chika, are you able to speak? Please feel free to speak if you can speak.
Uh, okay, we have something. The audio is not always clear. I could hardly get the whole message. What percentage do you say we should charge our clients? You answered that, but maybe you can.
Yes. So the maximum you can charge is 3%. It's negotiable from 2 to 3%. The maximum allowable is 3% of what they are putting down as a down payment of on the property value. So if your client is putting down 100,000 US dollars, you can charge them 3%, up to 3% of that. That is $3,000. But that money cannot be paid to you directly until after closing the transaction. Hope that is clear. Volcate Glorious. I hope that is clear. Okay. Um, Adebo, yeah, yes, go on, madam. Madam, go on, please.
Yeah, but my another question is, I left the other time. About the commission, you were saying that before we can get the full commission, I don't know, maybe you should tell me more about it.
Yes. So when your
Is
client
you are
agrees to
saying
that,
5 years 5 years payment plan, 10 years,
no, 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 no,
20,
no.
30 years. So if our client is doing 5 years,
No, no,
that
no.
means my
That doesn't,
commission.
no, no, that doesn't have
Okay,
anything to do with you. That is the mortgage that will be
okay,
paying on a
okay,
monthly basis on the house. The transaction from start to finish should not go more than 2 months. So that means that
okay.
if you refer a client today, by
So,
July 6th, I expect for you to be paid if everything goes, if your client's money is ready and everything goes smooth with the transaction. Within 2 months, you should
okay,
be able to get paid. You understand what I'm saying? So that doesn't
okay.
have anything to do at all with the financing aspect. The mortgage aspect of it is different from
Ah,
how you are paid. Okay. All right. Thank you.
okay.
Yes.
Are you
Let's.
saying all the money if they're buying? Sorry, Mr. Adelakun, if they're buying 400,000 house, that means the commission of everything within 2 months, right?
No. Listen to me, please. If your client is
Okay.
buying $400,000 house and they are
Mhm.
putting down 400,000 US dollars, yes, you can charge them 3% of that. It's based on the cash that they are putting down. But if they are financing on this property, the commission cannot be on 400,000 US dollars. That would be illegal. It's now going to be based on what they put down. So if they put down 30%, that would be $120,000. And you can now charge them 3% of that. And that is
Okay.
3,600 US dollars. So it's based on
Sorry.
whatever cash they are putting down. Okay?
So are you saying on the what's it called? On the um a mortgage, we are not getting money, anything from your hand. If they are not paying cash, that means we are not getting anything except to charge them. Is that what you are trying to
No,
say?
you don't understand. I don't think you understand the program, madam. What I'm
Okay,
saying to you is this: your clients can't even buy a house unless they are putting down a down payment. That
yes,
down
yes.
payment can be 25% or 30% or 35% of the property's value. Okay?
Okay,
Your commission is based off of their down payment. Hope you
okay.
understand me. So
Mm,
if the house is worth 400,000 US dollars, their down payment, they want to put down 30% to buy that house. 30% is
Okay.
120,000 US dollars. You will charge a commission of 3% off of 120,000 US dollars. Because that's all they are putting down from their own pocket, and they are the ones paying your commission. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, good,
Okay.
good. Let me let somebody
Okay.
else ask a question, please. Becky,
Okay.
sorry, let's go by
Hello.
order of the names. I think I saw number one is Becky Best. Becky Best, quickly, please, so we can get to Madam Chika.
Okay, good evening.
Yes,
I want to ask a question.
yes, please.
Assuming I have a client who resides there in the US and wants to buy the property, is it the same process of people that stays in Nigeria here? Would they have to all those letter of something you called it and all that? Then secondly, I heard about a group. I'm not in the group. I would like to be added to the group. So that
Okay,
is all
how did you get the invite if you're not in the group?
from Instagram.
Oh, I see. Okay, so they will add you to the group, no problem. I don't know how they buy in Nigeria. I've been in the US now since 2001. I've been here for a long time. But buying a property is really about the exchange of funds and the issuance of a deed, really. So I don't know if that answers your question, but it's a very simple, straightforward process, which we went over here when we went over the presentation, both talks and myself. It's a very simple process. They put down the finances, they can close at the US Embassy, they can pick a house that they want, and all of that. I'm not sure if there was a question in what you were asking me, but I tried my best to address that. Okay. Shika, over to you, please.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, madam.
Okay. Just a brief question. Thank you so much for the presentation. It was very understandable. I will start by saying from what you just said now concerning the commission from the agents from us. You said we are going to charge the client according to what he paid. If it's 35%, 30%,
Correct.
depending. So is it going to be, are we charging him directly, or is it going to be in the statement, the whole agreement when he's about to buy? I think it's going to be in the agreement that we charging him the percentage directly. I don't know how it's gonna be. Okay, that's
You
first
would have,
question.
let me answer that question first. You would need to have an agreement with your client directly. Okay. The transaction in Nigeria is very different from the one in America because we don't charge your clients any commission for us again. We get paid by the seller in America here, not from the buyer. But you are getting paid from the buyer because you are the one referring them. So we have an agreement that you would sign with us. Now, you have to have an agreement with your client, an understanding about what they need to put down and what they need to pay you for a commission. That's negotiable. They can negotiate that with you. Now, we ask that those funds be sent to our accounts to hold it till the end of the transaction. And once it closes, we then release it to you. We pay it to you directly. Hope that makes sense.
Okay, very well. Okay, again,
Yes.
the second question is, does it
Sure.
mean that the client doesn't have any form of earning from the house until the loans are
No,
being
no, no.
paid
It
off?
doesn't mean that. No, it doesn't mean that. So each month, when they receive their rent, a portion of it will go towards the mortgage. The majority of it will go towards the mortgage, but they will still have leftover money as well from that. So for instance, I showed an example. Can you put that back up, the slide, I think the last 2 or 3 slides. I was trying to go over that just to show you how it works here. If, for instance, the mortgage is 2,300 US dollars total, we can rent the house out for 2,750, 2,800, 2,700, So that person will make the money left after they've paid the mortgage. So go
Okay.
back to, yeah, you can see. So the combined principal, interest, taxes, and insurance will be around $2,333 per month. But the monthly rent potential can range from between 2006 to 2008 per month. But don't forget that they are also building equity in the house. Each year they hold the house, the value is going up. So they are building equity as well. So
Oh,
they're making money in two ways. Hope that answers the question.
very well.
Okay, good. Yes, I think you have more
Okay.
questions too.
Yeah, I do. So, okay, again, someone just asked the question, but I didn't really get it well. I was trying to like ask, can someone from Nigeria who is already in the United States qualify for investing? Like, if the person does not have SSN number, can the person
Okay.
also queue in to be part of the investment?
They can, if as long as they don't have US residency. If they have any
Okay.
form of US residency, they will not qualify for this program. Toxis company offers another program for people that have US residency that they can also qualify for. But if they don't have US residency, why not? Yeah, they don't care where they are. They can qualify.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, very well. Then again, I was also trying to ask her, what if the client doesn't have any representative in the United States to check the property on his behalf and hasn't gotten visa to travel to the United States? How is he going to inspect the product, the property, and how is he going to have trust in the
Trust.
business? And
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. So we haven't seen that before because almost everybody in Nigeria has somebody, an uncle, an auntie, a brother, a sister that lives in America. However, that's why we are here. We create a video recording, or we do a FaceTime video live or a WhatsApp video live while we are showing them the house. So while the agent goes to the house to go show them the house, they call them on WhatsApp video. They can see them touring the house with them. So hope that makes some sense. Don't forget that we are licensed. That license is the basis of how we feed our family. I won't play my license because if I lose my license, my family can't eat. So we have to do the right thing. Hope that makes sense.
okay,
So that's what
okay, yeah, very well.
secures your client's interest. Yes. Yes.
Okay, I think you answered the last question because I was also trying to ask. I had a client that is in Maryland that wants to get a property, so I was trying to ask if
Okay. That was you.
Luvanex can help get the
Yeah.
location for the client if he's not like being licensed by them. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't understand the question. If the client
Okay.
is not okay.
Can the company Luvanex helps to get the location, that's maybe the person is not in the present licensed location from Luvenas, can the company help in getting the property from elsewhere, from other location, maybe that is close by from the client? I don't know if you get. Like
Not
I think
really.
the licensed locations are two locations,
Yes,
Atlanta
yes.
and the NC.
And North
So now
Carolina,
if the
yes.
client is not, if the client is
Okay.
not
If
in those locations,
yes, and
can
they're
the
in
company
Maryland,
help
for
us?
instance.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, we have
So
partners in Maryland. Yes, yes. We are not licensed there, but we work with partners that we can refer the clients to in Maryland.
okay,
Yes,
okay,
yes. Okay. But that client is
okay,
who pays your commission. It's not Luvanex that pays you. It's the client that pays you. So that person will have to agree to pay you a commission based off the sale.
okay,
Okay.
okay. So again,
Yeah.
can we have the license when posting, like have the certification, the license while posting for people to know that the company really has a license for us to post
You can
because
refer
it's
them to our website. Our license on our website. You can refer them to our
okay.
website. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, very
Yes.
well. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Sure.
very
All
well.
right. Suleiman Olaya, please over to you, sir. Or ma. I'm not sure who, if it's a ma or a sir. Suleiman Olaya. Uh, if you're speaking, you're muted. Please, you need to unmute.
Hello.
Suleiman Olaya. Yes, we can hear you now, sir.
Can
Yes.
you hear me? Good
Yes, we can
afternoon,
hear
sir.
you. Good afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. So well done. So though the first question have been answered, somebody asked that already. That is,
Okay.
what if buyer want to come for inspection in USA?
Why not?
I think
They can always
so,
come. Yeah.
and is in Nigerian before, so which have never come to US before.
Okay. Yeah, we just don't guarantee anybody visa. They can go and apply at the US embassy and get their own visa and come to look at to the US. Why not? They can always come.
That is 50-50. If they grant him a visa, fine. And if they don't,
Yes. So
we'll
they are
find
better
another.
off buying the house first and having a deed in hand. If you have a deed in hand, I've not seen the US embassy reject somebody for having a deed, even though we don't guarantee them visa. That's not our business at all. We just sell houses to investors. So they can
I
always find
understand.
people that file. Yes, yes, yes.
The second one is this program only available to people out of USA?
So it's available to foreign investors as long as they don't have any residency in America. That's they can use this program to buy a house. If they have residency, they will qualify for a different. In fact, they will qualify for a lower down payment program. They won't put down as much
Okay,
because
that's
those that are resident in America. I'm sorry. Okay, you say
that's the
something.
question now.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
For me, for instance, I'm a US resident. If I'm going for a loan, I get a loan. I put down 5%. I put down 10% sometimes. That's it. But if because they are foreigners, they want the equity they have in the house to be much. So the minimum they can put down is 25% and up. Because that house is what secures the mortgage. If they ever run away and don't and stop paying, the bank can repossess the house and sell the house and make their money back. So they have to have
okay.
skin in the game.
Because
Yes.
assuming I have a friend or a brother in America and he now want to patronize me, want to patronize my business. So by
Sure.
acquiring a property through me, of
Yes.
which he lives in America, can him
Yes.
key into the system?
Yes. As long as it doesn't have a US green card or US passport, why not?
Yes.
If it does, then he won't qualify for this program. But just to ensure that your brother knows that he's the one that will pay your commission, not Luvanex. We're not the ones paying your commission. He's the one that will pay your commission. Your client is the person that pays the commission. Please keep that in
It's
mind,
not
guys.
available for them.
Oh, so sorry. I think you were saying something. We missed your
Yeah.
words. What were you saying?
Yes, yes. I said, so if they've already gotten a US green card, so the program is not available for them.
No, they will qualify for something else that if they have, they will look at their
Better
credit
or
history.
something.
They will look at their credit history and they will qualify for a decent loan with lower down payment. Maybe you'll just put down
Okay. Now,
5%. Yeah.
okay. So now another one is the property now. After acquiring the property, so will you be the one to be managing the property, getting
Correct.
the payment from the
Tenant,
tenants,
yes. Yes, we do that. We
and
have a
giving the
yes, we have a division called Luvanex Rentals and Property Management. That's all we do there. We manage houses for rent. We collect rent, put in our client's account, and all of that. That's what we do there. So we are the ones that will also manage that. We are a one-stop shop
so
for investors.
the money comes
Oh,
straight to Luvanex account, and the
Correct.
profit
The
is only the
rent.
profit that will be coming to
No,
the
no,
investor.
no, no. We send them the full rent less our management fee. Our management fee on a monthly basis is 10% of the rent. If the house is renting for 2,500 US dollars, we will remove $250 as our management fee per month, and we will
Okay.
send them $2,250 to their account. They have to pay their own mortgage and then keep the rest by themselves. So it's up to them
Okay.
to pay the mortgage.
They will be the one to pay mortgage directly.
Correct, correct. Yes.
Now, assuming they are now owing, like, so maybe instead of them to pay some amounts, the amount they used to pay monthly, so they decide to default. If there is default, anything can happen when it comes to something like that. So we just have to reason, and which are just a kind of question we might come across. So what will happen in that case?
I don't get
They
it.
don't default.
I don't get the question.
Like assuming maybe after the tenant pays to them, maybe them in one way or the other, maybe they decide to use the money for another business, so they default to the bank.
If they default, the bank will foreclose. Oh,
Hmm.
the bank will foreclose if they default. It's like how it works in Nigeria too now. If you get a loan from the bank
Yeah.
to buy a house, if you default, they'll repossess the house.
Yeah,
You
since
get
they have power over the house in that place.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Now, so when we have a buyer, you have an interested client here. So do we
Yes.
have to recommend them to one of Luvanex agents here, like to further more the explanations for them?
Yes, you just connect them with Jessica. Jessica will create a meeting. We'll talk to the client directly and see what their budget is, see what they're looking for, and then we take it from there. That's all you have to do.
Okay, then
So you're basically
lastly,
making money from just phone calls, just referring people to us, because we're the ones doing all the legwork here in the US.
do you attend to clients directly?
How do you mean?
Like clients that doesn't come through an agent from Nigeria. Like if
Yes, of
anybody just
course. Yes. Yes, we have
so
people that
now,
refer their friends to us. They send us their friends, and
the reason
they
why
mention
the
the
reason
person's
why
name.
the reason why I
Okay.
asked that is that you know we have smart people here in our country, yeah, and it can even happen to anybody. Like somebody that want to boycott the agency percentage. So like
Mhm.
immediately they've listened to you, you've explained everything to them, they will go as if they are not interested and Google the company's name like that and gotten the necessary contacts they need. So
If the
how do
person
you
is
do?
coming from you, if they are coming, because the truth is, let me tell you the truth, we are going to be running our own ads as well. Just as you saw our ad and you responded to our ad, we won't stop marketing our own services in Nigeria as well. So as you are marketing, we are also marketing, but you need to just let them put the referral code there. That's what matters. But it's better. This kinds of conversations are better as a one-on-one, conversation. Someone that you've worked with in the past that you know that you want to refer. That's the best way to refer a client for the program. And if they mention your name, because that's the referral code or tracking system we are putting there, they just tell us, I was referred by Suleiman Olaya. But there's no way for us to stop what you're asking for. I understand the question you're asking. There's no way for us to stop that because, this it's just, there's no way for us to control that, is what I'm saying. But as long as you know your client and you refer them, that's what matters.
So now, if we also have clients for rentage from Nigeria here, do we also get paid?
I don't understand. If you are referring a client for rental in Nigeria,
Rent, yes.
we don't have property in Nigeria. Is that what you
No, I
mean? If we
mean
have
like
property,
somebody that is coming to USA or like somebody that just want to rent an apartment.
oh, okay. We don't do apartments. We rent out houses. We don't do apartments. Yeah, we rent out
And what
houses.
as in rent is rent. So the person who want to rent is not buying. So he now got the information through us.
Okay. They want to rent a house through us. Is that what you mean?
Through us in Nigeria, through an agent in Nigeria.
So rental. So let me tell you how rental works here. Rental is not as lucrative as sales. When we help a client rent out a house in the US, we charge them between 50 and 75% of the first month's rent.
Okay.
But if they are coming from you, I don't see how, because when we put up a house for rent, we have a lot of inquiries. In fact, we have too many inquiries from Americans that are here in the US. So they will have to first of all qualify through that process. And we always take the best person that qualifies the most, the person that has the most income and the best credit. So if they qualify, well, we always pay agents that refer people to us a commission. That's not a problem for us. But I don't know how they would, compete in that environment. So I would say focus more on the sales aspect. Yeah.
Anything can happen because we here in Nigeria, some of us also do rentage too. We sell and we also do rentage too. So whereas we can also get a client that maybe is coming to USA, and which he have already done all his documents, but want to secure his accommodation over there. So which we can just recommend your company, let me say our company rather, to him or her, so that we just come straight to you to get his
Yes.
accommodation.
Sure. Why not? If they mention your name, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you, sir. Mr.
You're welcome.
Suleiman Olaya. Thank
Let's
you.
over to the next
All right.
question.
Yeah, the next question, please. Volcate Glorious, it seems as if you may be having audio issues because the audio is fine for everybody here. I don't know if you can speak. If you can't speak, we'll give you a chance to speak. If not, we'll move on to Becky Best.
Good evening, everyone. I'm
Good
Borges
evening.
Glorious.
We can
Please,
hear you very well.
I
We
could
can hear you
hardly
very
hear,
well.
as we said, the audio ceases. In most cases, it ceases. I cannot even hear what is being said. I hardly understand half of what you have been saying since.
All
Okay,
right, we'll
so
send the audio.
what I
Hello?
recommend is we'll send you the recording because it's not from our end, it's from your end, madam. So we'll send you the recording so that you can listen to the whole thing and then you can put your questions on the chat, on the WhatsApp group. You're on the WhatsApp group, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the best way.
Can we change this medium we are using to communicate? Probably we should use Google Meet. I think it's better than this one. Is it not possible?
I'm not very familiar with that, but we can research it. We're not opposed to that. We can research it.
But before many of us could log in, it's really stressed us.
So sorry about that. So sorry about that. We'll look
Please,
at.
I want to ask a question. When
Okay,
I read
go on,
through
please.
I think it's the brochure or something that was sent to me, I could see two commissions. We spoke about when the client has paid now, but I think there was another $500. I think there should
Commitment
be a
fee,
commission on
yes.
that.
No. So
What percentage are we getting from that?
So let me explain that to you. The $500
Can't hear.
commitment fee, I don't know how to. If you can, I guess you can hear me well, Jessica, right? You can hear me well from your side.
Yes. Becky, Best, for that your question.
Yes.
Okay, for that your question, we'll send a recording for just that question for you on the group. That's
Okay.
what? I think that's for that question. We're going to answer it on the group for you. Since you can't hear us clearly, can you hear me, Max?
Yes, I can't hear clearly.
I'll send the answers to your questions on the group, please.
The audio,
since you can't hear us clearly, I'll respond to it.
Yes, well. Sees me. I can't hear what they're saying clearly.
So sorry. It must be from your side because everybody else can hear us. All right.
I left where I am. Another place. It's still the same
It's
thing.
okay. It's okay. So sorry. We have to end the meeting in about 8 minutes. So I want to make sure I get any other questions that not been answered. Anybody else have a question for us?
Okay, there's one from an agent. Yeah. Are you guys sending us the agreements to sign after the meeting?
No, once you send us your first client, then we send you the agreement so that you can review and then you can sign. We want you to send us a client first. We don't want to just have agreements signed with many agents and nobody's refining a client for us. We want to have your first client referred, and then we can now get an agreement signed that will guide the relationship moving forward from here. Okay, I hope that answers the question. Because there's no point for us as a company signing agreements with everybody on the group and nobody has referred a client yet. We want to know that people are serious and you can refer clients to us. Thank you. Any other question I missed, Jessica?
Mr. Adelako, I think you should add more locations. The 4 locations are few. They are too, I don't know, in America. So I think you should look for more locations.
Madam
Like,
Fatima, you and I have
I'm
a
not
feeling that
fascinated
you and I will be
from
will
those
be very good friends. We'll be very, very good friends. Okay, what's the name?
I'm Akombi Oluwafunmilayo. I'm using my
Oh,
maid
okay, yes, you said so. Madam
part of the
Akombi Oluwafunmilayo. Do you know that it takes 7 years to get one license that we have in the US? 7 years. So
I
the truth
understand.
is, let me help you understand how it works in the US. Nigerian investors don't buy everywhere. Let me just give you a rundown. Look, I've been doing this for many years, so I can tell you what I'm telling you now with my eyes closed. Nigerian investors only buy in 4 countries in the whole world. They buy mostly in 4 countries. Number one is Dubai. Number two is UK. Number three is the US. Number four is South Africa. That's where they're mostly position and invest their wealth. Okay. Dubai, US, UK, South Africa. I'm telling you the truth. Now, the UK is so expensive. The house you will buy in the UK will be much older, built in the 1950s, 1920s, compared to what you will get in Atlanta or Charlotte, that is built in 2024, 2025. They sell old houses in the UK. I'm in the UK a lot, so I can tell you. Also, the UK, that old house you are buying is so expensive, so it doesn't appeal to them anymore. In the US, for the house of price of one house, of for the UK price of one house, you can buy two in America for what you are buying in the UK. So the UK for them is now an old thing. It's just that most investors that buy in the UK have family ties in the UK. Their children are going to school in the UK. They've been in the UK for a very long time. They have citizenship in the UK, things like that. Dubai has now become a top place compared to the UK. That's the truth. So Dubai competes with the US side by side. And in America, the appeal is that you can jump on a flight in Lagos, be in Atlanta in about 11 hours directly. It's not a long thing. So the US offers a few states that Nigerian investors purchase properties in. Number one, Atlanta, Georgia. Number two, Texas. Number three, Maryland. Number four, Florida or North Carolina. They don't buy everywhere because anywhere you go is expensive. What you are buying for 400,000 US dollars in Georgia or North Carolina, in New York, you will pay 900,000 US dollars for the same house. I can assure you. In California, you will pay $1.1 million for the same house. So they don't go everywhere. The appeal with Florida is the fact that Florida is nice weather. It's like Nigeria's weather. But Florida has become expensive as well. Florida is expensive. So we can have partners in a few states, but we cannot have licenses in all those states because it
And
takes
that's what
money to
I'm trying
maintain
to
those licenses. Yes, that's what
What
I'm
of
saying. Now we
Chicago?
have partners. We have partners in Texas. We have partners in Maryland. Yes, sorry, somebody was saying something.
Chicago. I said, what of Chicago?
Chicago is very expensive.
Chicago,
Very, very expensive.
Indianapolis,
Yes.
Ohio.
No, nobody was living in Indianapolis. Ohio, yes. But those are very expensive places. Let me explain how it works in America. The further north you go, the more expensive the house. So if you are going towards New York area, it's getting higher and higher. Very expensive. And unless they have ties to that place, they won't buy there. I'm telling you the truth. Do your research. It's not going to pass Texas or Atlanta, Georgia. I'm telling you the truth. You can do your research. But if you have someone
Because
that
that's
wants to
where
buy, we can refer the clients to that place too.
yes,
That's not a
for
problem.
at least Chicago and Indianapolis. I have people there, a lot of people, and I've been there too. So that's the reason why I'm saying that. But no problems.
Yeah.
I can still introduce them to
Chicago is
other.
nice. It's just that it's very expensive. Very, very expensive. Look up the prices of houses in Chicago. You'll see what I'm talking about. Just do a Google search, average house price in Chicago, then compare it to an average house price in Texas, average house price in Atlanta, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You get more house for your money in the South compared to any other part of the United States. You get more house. That means that you buy a bigger house, more value, more appreciation in the Southeastern states or Southwestern states in America.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much. Thank you very much.
if the request comes in, we have partners that we can always partner. That's not a problem at all. But we just need to maintain a license in those places. That's all.
I
Okay.
understand. No
Yes,
problem.
yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay, so any other questions? I think we've covered almost all the questions.
Please, a quick
who-
one, Mr.
Yes,
Damola.
Madam
A
Becky,
quick one,
go. Hey,
please.
hey. Go on, Madam Becky, go on, please.
Please, you said the investment is not for people, it's for people that are not US citizens, right? So how do they transfer their money since they don't have an account there? Do you help them open an account, or is there
That's
an
a very good
ISCO
question. Yes, good
or
question.
something?
So what we've done in the past is those clients have a stock brokerage account that they open up. You can open one with TD Ameritrade. You can open one with hold on. I'll give you the names. There are some companies that you can open the accounts with. It's like a stock brokerage account that you want to trade in America, and you can transfer money there. They'll give you the account number, all of those things. Okay. There's TD, there is popular one, Fidelity Investments, all of that. So what we do for the clients is that we get them something called a tax ID number. Without the tax ID number, they cannot get an account opened in America. But once they have a tax ID number, they are good to go. Okay? And that tax ID number looks like it's a social security number, which is what they need to open an account. Hope that makes sense, Madam Becky.
Yes, I understand
All
now.
right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but we don't do that in-house. We refer that to a CPA who does that for them. It charges them a small fee for that. So have them get a tax ID number. It makes them registered in America. All right, guys. I think we've done.
Okay.
Yeah, we've done very well today. If there are any other questions you have, please feel free to send it through Jessica. I'll be glad to answer them. God bless you all. And I look forward to working with you all very soon. Jessica, any closing remarks, final closing remarks? Over to you.
All right.
Mr.
Thank you,
Adelakun, can we
everyone.
have your WhatsApp? Can we have your WhatsApp, Mr. Adelakun?
I'm on the
For his
group.
You are our
WhatsApp.
boss
I'm
now.
on
You
I'm
should
on
be
the
able
I'm on the
to
WhatsApp
have
group.
your
I'm on the
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp group.
He's on the
I'm on the
WhatsApp group.
WhatsApp group. I'm on the WhatsApp group.
Sorry, can we have the slide?
Yes, I'll share that after this meeting.
And the
All right,
examples,
thank you very
the
much.
samples of what you can post on social media too.
Yes,
Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Damola.
Thank you.
God
Thank
bless
you,
you.
Thank you,
everyone.
Mr.
Thank
Adelakun.
you.
Really appreciate your conversation. Yeah.
Thank you on behalf of
Absolutely.
Luvanex.
We appreciate you.
Regards to Mr. Tom.
Yes, you're here. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Damola. My regards to Mr.
Sure.
Tokes. It was a good session.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Can't wait.
Hey, how do I live? Àwọn ọmọ ìdá kan á yọ mí kúrò.